Hi, I'm Matthew, co-founder of Dominion Defence Review. Myself and the other channel founder, Christoph, have decided to start this one last YouTube channel to form a trio of channels covering defence news in various corners of the world. So, in this first video for the channel, I'll explain our journey thus far and why we feel the need to separate our work into 3 separate brands. So, let's get started. If you're following our journey closely, you'll know that we started with Baltic Defence Review in early 2025, and much more recently kicked off Tasman Defence Review to cover Aussie and Kiwi content. The big question for many is, why not just do something like Global Defence Review and be done with it? While it would be nice in some ways to have a one-stop shop for all things military-related, it doesn't work too well in reality. Simply because not everyone interested in defense content is interested in watching all defense content. There's a lot going on in the world, and a lot can be covered. But you subscribe to specific YouTube channels because you want to be notified of new videos on a certain topic. For example, if you're interested in European defense and your subscription feed gets filled with non-European defense content, you probably will see the thumbnail and choose not to click on it. That sort of reaction, multiplied by thousands of subscribers, can really impact a channel negatively, with the almighty YouTube algorithm choosing to suggest our videos less to other people. And so the goal of this brand separation is to give prospective subscribers a good, accurate idea of what they can expect so that they'll keep coming back to watch our videos. But some of you might be asking, why Canadian defense content and why Dominion Defence Review and not Canadian Defence Review? Well, the second question is easier to answer, so let's start there. Unfortunately, Canadian Defence Review already exists and has been in existence for a few decades now. They even have a YouTube channel which continues to be active, and so we had to think of something else. We wanted to keep the Defence Review as part of the name simply because it's part of the other channel identities. But that put us in a tight spot to think of a word that had some sort of Canadianness to it without sounding too weird. Canuck Defence Review was a possibility, Maple Defence Review a little less so, but Dominion had a nice ring to it, and it's a word that's associated with Canada's earliest days and founding as a nation. And to answer the question of why Canada, there are 2 main reasons that go hand in hand with each other. Firstly, we had special requests from a few Canadian viewers of the other channels to more intentionally cover Canadian defence. We also know that there's a decent Canadian following for Baltic Defence Review. This, paired with the fact that Christoph is a Canadian Army veteran, made it a perfect fit. Another good reason that this channel should exist here and now is the massive transformation taking place with the defence landscape in Canada, with massive amounts of spending taking place to modernize the military. So we're quite excited to get started. And then for those wondering or worried if we'll be able to sustain 3 different YouTube channels, well, it's a legitimate concern. While Baltic Defence Review has had a habit of putting out videos daily, it'll be 1 to 2 videos per week for TDR and DDR. BDR might scale back to 4 or 5 videos per week, but that's more about a desire to shift to providing more in-depth coverage on the biggest pieces of news, rather than choosing any random topic just to fill a slot. In other words, quality over quantity. One last note before signing off is that we realize that we're entering a space that already gets a good deal of coverage, and it's not always from Canadian Defence Review. More often, it seems to be from Matthew over at the channel Maximus, although, to be fair, he covers stuff outside of Canada as well. While there may inevitably be some content overlap, our goal isn't to compete with these existing channels. Instead, we truly hope to put our own unique spin on things and create a space for YouTube viewers to discuss and learn about Canadian military news and equipment, perhaps from a more industrial perspective. But hopefully this introduction video answers some or all of your questions about our new endeavor. And yes, if you've heard my voice elsewhere, I am indeed the narrator behind a certain pair of aviation YouTube channels. although I have to make it clear that there's no formal affiliation between these defense review channels and the aviation one where I work as a freelancer. With all that being said, welcome to Dominion Defense Review. Thanks so much for your support, and I'll see you next time.